Hello, lovely people.
We're the product, we're the juice. We going wild, we staying loose. Pumping the Zeus, we got the niggas is on. Fuck what they do. Hop on the through, we in the shit. We going through, we like the weed. Y'all niggas on, pumping through.
Maybe have something stuck in there.
This isn't gonna be easy, as they say.
I'm being creative. Now, if you'll excuse me, I still have some work to do.
Daddy, would you like some sausage? Daddy, would you like some sausage?
Please stop sneaking into my home.
It means that, like, I think at this point, in our world, we've got a really confused
idea of the way gender and sexuality works, and I think we've created this really superfluous sort of like binary in the way we think about gender. And I guess I identify as queer because
These pedophiles raping these young kids under 12 should be eligible for the death penalty, and so we've authorized that in Florida.
White male, 5'11", 30s, green eyes.
For trans people, these masks can be little safety blankets at times, especially when I've got my facial hair. So there's one good thing to come from the pandemic, but I just have to trust the process that it's all going to be worth it, and that...
Don't try to stop me.
So on the tape, you tell Johnny Depp that you did mean to hit him.
Objection, that's argument.
Wrong answer, fuckbag.
Hello, can you, this drag queen recruiting initiative, is that strictly a Navy project? Or are you going to have the other services also get involved? Is there going to be an Army drag queen, Air Force drag queen, that sort of thing?
They won't. They want to see you hurt. They want to see you let it out. They want to see you go off. You know I am in business. Come, let's give them just what they want. They want to see you hurt.
Is it strictly a Navy project?
Well, I would say first, and at the top, just looking at this holistically.
Everyone is all up in arms because the Navy hired a drag queen to help them recruit during a recruiting crisis. The Navy is just trying to recruit their target market. How can anyone be mad at that?
We are incredibly proud of those who decide to serve, and that's every young American who decides to serve and to take the oath to put their line on the line in defense of our country.
Just what they want. They want to see.
Again,
thinking that a video like this will actually bring people in.
This has been their goal since this administration has taken power. They wanted to dwindle down through the ranks of, in my opinion, the extremist training from January 6th that the Navy put out, to the COVID vaccine mandate, and now to this. I'm sure this will die out in 6 months too, whenever they realize that it's not going to work, because as of right now, the vaccine mandate's not even a thing anymore.
This is going to have the exact opposite impact on that predominantly middle-class male who makes up the Navy. You're driving that individual away. Former Navy SEAL Rob O'Neill helped kill bin Laden, tweeting, "All right, the U.S. Navy is now using an enlisted sailor drag queen as a recruiter. I'm done. China is going to destroy us. You got this, Navy? I can't believe I thought for this expletive."
The program I believe that you're referring to was the Navy Digital Ambassador Program, which was a pilot outreach effort. For more information on that, I would direct you to the Navy. But this pilot program has concluded. And the Navy is evaluating the program and how it exists in the future.
A new Biden housing rule is coming May 1st that amounts to a $14,000 tax on good credit home buyers and threatens to replay the entire 2008 financial crisis in double time. It's as dumb as it is ugly. Obama's FHA director called it, quote, unprecedented, adding, quote, my email is full from mortgage CEOs telling me how unbelievably shocked they are by this move. The new rule means anybody with a credit score over 680, that's about half the population, or who makes a meaningful down payment will pay $14,000 more on a house, while anybody with low credit gets subsidized. This is, from a risk perspective, bonkers.
Also, I don't know.
What is this? What is this? Where's all the money?
That's as good as money, sir. Those are IOUs. Go ahead and add it up. Every cent's accounted for. Look. See this? That's a car. $275,000. Might want to hang on to that one.
Times are tough, huh?
Shit.
You all right?
I don't know what's going on.
Talk to me, Sean.
Look, I don't know who Sean is, and I don't know who you are.
Read the copy, please. The copy's good. Just read it.
I tend to think of myself as a one-man wolf pack. I was alone first in the pack.
Look at me. Everything's gonna be okay.
Howard, you need to leave.
Who are you? Me? Nobody.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Make you go.
Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Darth, but my friends call me Darth. Anyways, I was a drug addict for 9 years, but today is historic because today marks the 10th. A whole decade of doing hard drugs. Can you believe it? Time goes by so fucking fast. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I bought those sneakers off that drug dealer. Yeah, he was like, I don't know, this is some new shit, and I don't know what he laced them with, but goddamn, I was tripping all day. I know, it went over so many people's heads. It's okay. I don't know, Applejack. I don't think I will go as far as saying I'm addicted to cocaine. I just really love the way it smells, you know? It's just, it smells so good. I mean, I see your point. I guess, you know, hard drugs could put somebody on the wrong path. But at least they're taking the scenic route, you know what I mean? I hate motherfuckers that are out here saying, smoking marijuana makes you forget. Bullshit. I have never forgotten to smoke weed in my life. Okay? So take your Fox News fear-mongering bullshit. Oh, if you smoke weed, you're gonna forget that you have a kid. You're gonna forget to feed them. You're gonna forget to go to work. You're gonna forget to put your seatbelt on. You're gonna forget to do things that you enjoy. I need a Xanax. No, I can't do oxys anymore. Unless you want to freebase it. Yeah, no, I don't have anything. But I do ask myself, how many meth heads would it take to screw on just one light bulb? None, because they would use the light bulb and smoke meth out of it. That's what we should do. Bro, cut the camera. No, this is... Hey, look, here's the truth, kids, okay? Whenever drugs approach me, you know, I just say no. I say no, drugs. Not today.
I didn't know you were a little pussy. Is that why you don't have a girlfriend? I'll go out that daycare and fuck her brains out and show you how it's done. You can watch him cry. Come on, follow me, pussy.
But they must be pretty hard of hearing because they never listen. You know, they always just want to party, even when you're not in the mood. You know what I mean? Like, they'll just, like, wake you up in the middle of the night and be like, let's fuck a party.
Fuck you, shithead, fuckface, fuckhead.
Okay.
You know? You haven't done a line in 12 minutes. I'm just kidding. I'm fucking kidding. God. You should never say no to drugs. You should say maybe. That's my professional advice. Assess the situation, and then base your decision off of your current state of mind, current mood, and if they're free or not. If the drugs are free, do them. Most meth dealers will give you a free sample. That's what I'm just asking for, a free sample. It's like Costco. Just, you know, that's how they get you. Oh, wow. Yo, I am fucking so high on God right now. I can't even feel my faith. Faith? You know how sometimes, like, you want to, like, smoke weed at 4:20, like, on the dot, and, like, you miss it by a minute? Like, well, just, that's fine, dude. Like, don't freak out, because 4:22 is 4:22. That makes sense, right? That makes sense. It's a stupid question, Applejack. Would I rather sell crack or my ass? That's actually a good question. Probably my ass, because you could at least, you know, wash it and resell it without needing more asses. You know, like, you always have to get more drugs because they just get all sniffed up or shot up or smoked up. But with your ass, you can just rinse and repeat. It's more bang for your buck, if you know what I'm saying. The most annoying people in LA were the coke dealers, because no matter where you were, like a work event, a social event, a fancy dinner, a fucking nightclub, a sports game, it's like just walking down the street. It's like coke dealers are always trying to put their fucking business in your nose. And I know that sounds like I was trying to be funny, but it's true. Okay, if we're gonna get real for a second, the only reason why we should keep kids off drugs is because it's already fucking hard enough to get them. Alright? I don't want a bunch of teeny bopping Gen Zers taking up all my drugs. Paid for by their rich, absent parents. What? There's a place where I can buy drugs legally? Are you serious? For real? Like a store? I can just walk in and buy cocaine? Heroin? Oh, what? Really? Meth? Shut up. Where is this store? Canada? I mean, that seems a little far. Oh, but the dude got arrested. So then why are you fucking telling me? So he had a store, but now he's arrested. So he was selling drugs illegally in his store? I'm so confused. We should just get to the story. Hi, welcome back. Sorry about that. Sometimes I have schizophrenic episodes. You'll get used to it. Or not. You can just leave. This is me waiting for you to leave. Toodles! Today's topic is, one that is, I find ridiculous, but it is, even though I think it's ridiculous, and I take one side of the argument, it is an argument to be had. There is an argument to be had. A discussion, if anything, or a debate, or whatever you want to call it. But there is room for the Jews. Well, no, this is just stupid. Okay, so here's the deal. This guy in Vancouver, Canada, decided that he wanted to open up a drugstore where you can buy any kind of illicit drugs. He did this because his brother recently died of an overdose. So the first thing he wants to do is open up a drugstore filled with the same drugs that killed his brother. But this time, they're safe. This time, it's straight from the source. What does that mean? I don't know. But he thought it was a good idea to open this kind of like a drugstore on wheels up. And, well, business was booming. He did some interviews. The news reported on it. He said that he thinks he can get away with it and that he shouldn't have any trouble legally. And now he's arrested. Now, it's Canada, so he's probably going to serve 7 hours in prison. I don't fucking know. But they took away all of his drugs. They took away his bulletproof vest. They took away his firearms. They took away his money, all of his cash. He's apparently been sober for 15 years. But I'm not buying this, you know? He's saying he wants to, as a sober former addict and someone whose brother was lost to drugs, he wants to open up a safe place to buy drugs that are clean, not cut. How do we know they're not cut? I don't know. Is he making them in his little RV? Does he have a meth lab in the RV? Like, I don't fucking know. Does he think he's Walter White? I don't know. Do I think he's sober? No, I don't. You see, I can believe somebody wanting to open up a drug truck. It's like a food truck, but for drugs. I can see why somebody would want to do that. It's a great idea, right? But what I'm not buying is that this guy, who we're about to watch, has been sober for 15 years. Because the last fucking place a former serious heavy drug addict would want to be is around the same drugs that he was addicted to. Okay? Everything about this dude reads tweaker. He's using. He's lying to you. He's high on his own supply, and he was making money. Lots of it. Tax-free. Of course you're going to get in trouble. Now the moral argument is he was trying to make it safe for drug addicts, for users who might get dirty drugs and could OD easier. But in my humble opinion, I'm pretty sure like the main demographic of people would be strung out users who are on the verge of an overdose that just need that next fix. That's going to be a huge percentage of your customer base. And how do you know how fucked up someone is? Or how do you know if you don't give them this quantity that they're not going to OD? There's no safe way to do drugs. Okay, there's hard drugs. Maybe there's a safe way, but like before I left San Francisco, they opened up all of these safe injection sites where like you go into this little hole in the wall like office, and there's like a plexiglass window with a little, it's like at a bank, right? You put your money under the thing, but it's like you put your arm under it, and a registered nurse or health physician will like inject a non-lethal dose, and then you're on your way. So my tax dollars were going to heroin addicts to fuel their addiction, and I was like, what the fuck are we doing? And of course the problem got worse, and now look at the city, it's in shambles. So what was I saying? What was I fucking saying? Can't remember anymore. Doing too much coke. But I don't see how giving a drug addict who is destroying their life drugs, whether they're clean or safe or not, or whatever the fuck, is a good idea. It's only going to make their addiction worse. That's it. They're just going to crave your drugs now. And by the way, it doesn't matter if your heroin is clean or dirty or whatever the fuck. It doesn't matter if you're fentanyl laced or just pure heroin. You can still OD on pure heroin. Hello? Are people fucking retarded? It's like if somebody was literally on fire, fully engulfed in flames, and you're like, here, and you hand them a bottle of gasoline. It's not gonna put the fire, it's not gonna do anything it's not gonna help anyone. You might as well just shoot them in the fucking head. Get it over with.
Hold up. Hey, I think we're gonna call this off.
What, no eyelids, just shoot him?
No, I don't want him dead. Thank you. He's asked for my forgiveness. You know, he made some valid points. So, I'm forgiving Jeff.
You're forgiving Jeff?
I think I just overreacted.
There's no forgiving Jeff!
A Vancouver man wants to open up his own store, not to sell groceries or clothing, but hard drugs.
Damn it! For the last time, anything you put on that prompter, Burgundy will read.
I can do things other people can't.
I can grab a woman anywhere and she likes it.
but hard drugs. He's well aware it's a risky move, but hopes his shop will reduce the number of people dying of overdoses.
I don't believe you.
As Tamina Aziz reports, his lawyer believes the law will be on his side.
Fuck this court, fuck Jim Leahy, fuck Randy, fuck those two idiot cops right there, fuck suit dummies. As a matter of fact, fuck legal aid, fuck Danny Interior's Buffalo Chicken Wings, fuck all the old wood in here, fuck the moon, fuck corn on the cob, fuck squirrels, fuck me, fuck you, fuck everything.
The law will be on his side. Oh, gotta love irony. Gotta love that shit. It's like the best feeling in the world, especially when the irony is so sweet.
My name is Show Cantel Brown, and I sure can tell you need to come down to our weed. Because you need to take care of your hair. Okay? We offer many services.
Jerry Martin is a former drug addict. Now sober, he wants to open up his own brick and mortar shop to sell hard drugs, including heroin, cocaine, and meth.
When did you first meet Walter White?
It takes the extreme to get things done sometimes.
So, I am going to spend the next minute screaming, because that is what is going on in here.
Every time I turn around, one of you is doing something fucked up.
He recently lost his brother due to overdose and says there's a need to provide a safe supply.
And now that he's sober, he wants to open up his own drugstore. I'm just a stupid news reporter.
Why don't you go fuck yourself?
None of this makes logical sense to me. Doesn't make any sense to me. Like, if his brother died from an overdose, you would think he would just instinctually
go fuck yourself.
Be encouraging everyone to stay away from the same drugs that he OD'd on. But no, he's like, I got you, bro. Come here. I got you, dude. I'll give you whatever drugs you want. Oh, yeah. You need fentanyl? I got it. But seriously, he should be discouraging anybody from taking the same drugs that killed his brother. Like, let's be like, are you a sociopath or a psychopath? Or maybe you're just a crackhead. Like, instead of talking at inner city schools and, you know, underprivileged communities where drugs are a problem, and going to the kids and being like, yo, this is what happens when you do drugs. You OD and you fucking die. You know, instead of doing that, this motherfucker's like, no, come on, yes, come, my pretties, come, yes, give me your child support money and I'll make you forget you ever had a kid. This way.
A lot of these people, in fact, all of them, they have to take a risk every day where they go get their drugs. They're either going to get something that isn't clean or safe, or they can put themselves in a dangerous situation.
I can talk really fast. I'm always talk pretty fast, but I didn't learn how to talk fast and enunciate till I joined competitive.
There's a lot of predators out there that'll get girls to do things for their drugs, whether they get the money or not. And they'll put them in a situation. I don't think it's very comfortable for anyone, so they can come in there and not have to worry about that.
What kind of drugs do you take when you're on stage?
Anything. Usually I do speed or something. And then that gets too nervous, so I do some kind of downers, and I start drinking.
He's been sober for 15 years.
Excuse me.
But we just got dropped off by a cab, and we got dropped off in this all-black neighborhood. And I was trying to make the story entertaining, and I said we got out, and it was like we were in Africa. It's like we were in Planet of the Apes. I did not.
Fuck you, nigga.
And hopes through education, future customers will eventually get clean too.
For the people out there that think it's a really bad idea, you want to look at it from the user's ankle and the family of that user.
While it's currently not legal to sell these drugs, his lawyer says there's a possibility it could be in the near future.
Vancouver is a very progressive part of the country and might sound strange in other parts of the country, but
it was a huff and airplane glue in a sandwich bag.
Vancouver is also suffering through a terrible opioid scourge, and it's really it's opioid poisoning is what's going on. People are dying, so it's a huge problem. Safe supply would address that.
All right.
More than 8 1,900 people died from illicit drug use last year, according to the latest findings by BC's Coroner Service.
So we would argue that the law is arbitrary because it's making people less safe, not more safe.
They didn't have to die.
Do you have a comment?
Said they didn't have to die.
Martin says he gets his supply tested and deems it safe, and vows he'll be selling it in Vancouver's downtown east side this weekend from his trailer, even if it means he could get arrested.
Think he'll probably get bail?
He says it's worth the risk if it means saving someone's life.
You lose that battle. You lose that battle 9 times out of 10.
Sets up his mobile storefront at the corner of Main and Cordova Streets in Vancouver.
This is straight from the source?
Straight from the source.
I see, uncut.
We've opened the world's first drugstore to try and help curb the overdoses and other dangers that they're having from drug dealing and drug buying. So,
do I think he's sober? No, I don't. What I'm not buying is that this guy, who we're about to watch, has been sober for 15 years. Everything about this dude reads tweaker. He's using. He's lying to you.
Other dangers that they're having from drug dealing and drug buying. So,
What are you selling here today?
trying to fuck. Cocaine, heroin, meth, and MDMA.
It'll change your daughter from a beautiful child into an empty shell.
Specific source of inflammation contributes to symptoms. Numbers are great, and seeing clear skin, pretty awesome too. That's what I call the body of proof.
I fucked up. That's what happened. I fucked up. I found a guy who looks just like Dave who can take huge dumps, so people would think Dave was taking huge dumps.
He knows what he is doing is illegal.
If somebody decides to loot a Gucci or a Macy's or a Nike, because that makes sure that that person eats. That makes sure that that person has clothes. That's reparations. That is reparations.
Anything they want to take it, because these businesses have insurance. They're going to get their money back. My people aren't getting anything.
It's against the law for
He knows what he is doing is illegal, but he says it's necessary.
You sure about that? You sure about that? That's why?
Number one, just someone buying your drugs, it's a lot safer. People have to go through a lot of things to get their drugs. They could be robbed in an alley. Many women get, abused and. Many women get, abused and do different things just to get their drugs, whether they got money or not. So it's going to stop a lot of that. Plus, it's going to stop a lot of the overdoses. People are going to know what they're getting. And it's very important people that if they buy something, they need to know they're getting that product.
It's surprising people because this is something that's being spread in policy debate.
I want to get 4 MDMA. Yes, please. And these are clean, right? Yeah. Thanks, man. I appreciate what you're doing. Good luck on this.
Martin has lost a brother to overdose and says this is a harm reduction measure to combat the toxic drug supply.
Stop that! What are you, a total homo? You utter bum bandit?
God, I hate you wind-up merchant.
There's the opportunity for clean drugs to replace dirty drugs that are killing people, then why not?
Yeah! Let's get fucked up and crash a Maserati!
Yeah!
I think that it can only be a good thing. I mean, I think that there's going to be the contrarians that think that it's just allowing people to do drugs, but the people that don't want to do drugs aren't going to do drugs.
Well, okay, then go ahead and call me a contrarian, because in my humble opinion, I think more people who don't use hard drugs would be more inclined or tempted to use hard drugs if it was just freely available and you wouldn't get in any trouble come on. Legalize LSD, shrooms, DMT. To get rid of the fucking meth. Meth does nothing good for anybody. And that includes Adderall. Oh, but it makes me focus! You don't know how to focus?
I have over 60 apps on that phone. What if I lost my phone? Do you have any idea how much time and man hours it would take to re-download those apps?
I don't know how to focus either. Found it.
Others saw Martin's project differently.
There's no such thing as safe drugs, period. None. Just no. Okay, so if he could do this, I'm gonna do it too then. Because I'd like to have a condo. Okay?
How much money is this already making?
We suffered enough. Don't put that right here in front of our stores.
A short time after opening his store, Vancouver police said Martin was arrested, and the VPD seized his truck, trailer, body armor, and an unidentified amount of cash. The arrest, part of Martin's plan, in order to launch a legal challenge arguing drug users have the right to a clean supply during an overdose crisis.
So abandon all hope and yada, yada, yada.
Homeless black man in Tulsa, Oklahoma, arrested for murdering 2 white strangers execution style, saying he did it because they were white, shot them in the back of the head. Oddly, such a terrible story got no interest from the mainstream media. Black man shoots 2 white people simply for being white. Nobody cares. 0 mentions on CNN, NBC, CBS, ABC, New York Times, Washington Post, AP, Reuters.
Again, I don't have a problem with legalizing psychedelics. I think, honestly, that would help wake up a lot of people. A lot of self-reflecting needs to go on in this world, and I think psychedelics help people self-reflect. Whether you like it or not. The fucking psychedelics are like taking a mirror and showing you exactly who you are. And you're like, ooh, I need to change this and that and this. And oh my God, I can't believe I said that. And I'm such an asshole. Anyways, legalize some of them. But some drugs, like meth and crack cocaine, heroin, PCP, this is stuff that should not ever be offered to anybody under any circumstances, because it will do them only harm. That's it. Only harm will come from those kinds of drugs. There are good drugs and there are bad drugs. Okay? Anyways, that's it. That's the whole video. So let me know if you think this is a good thing. If you do, I won't make fun of you. I'll just challenge your reasoning in the comments. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Anyways, that's going to wrap up today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I do appreciate you. I appreciate the view. And as always, don't forget to pull out. That's PLO-fucking-L. And stay Darth. Also, demonetized, obviously. If you want to support the channel, links are in the description below. Go check them out and suck my dick.
One of the most bizarre things that ever happened to me in my life happened yesterday afternoon at about 5:45. I was sitting in an accounting meeting, InfoWars accounting meeting, in an office building, not here, and the phone rings. And it says Tucker Carlson. And we talk, here and there on the phone. We text a lot. And I said, I'm going to step out, got an important call to make. And I stepped out into the hallway, and somebody tried to shake my hand. I said, hey, I can't talk. I was a little bit distracted. I go, hey, what's going on, Tucker? And it's Tucker Carlson's voice. And it starts saying these horrible, lewd sexual things to me. And I instantly figure out this is AI, someone spoofing his number, and I confront the individuals on this. They say a few more things, and then the phone hangs up. And I immediately called Tucker and talked to him, talked to his lead producer as well, called Scooter up, and just said, hey, if this just happened to me, it's probably happening to other people.
If you were to say something like that on television, they'd flip out. They would flip out. You'd like lose your job over that. Why? Why? It's my country.
Right.
Hey, it's Tucker Carlson. You often hear people say the news is full of lies, but most of the time that's not exactly right. Much of what you see on television or read the New York Times is in fact true in the literal sense. It could pass one of the media's own fact checks. Lawyers would be willing to sign off on it. In fact, they may have. But that doesn't make it true. It's not true. At the most basic level, the news you consume is a lie of the stealthiest and most insidious kind. Facts have been withheld on purpose, along with proportion and perspective. You are being manipulated. How does that work? Let's see. If I tell you that a man has been unjustly arrested for armed robbery, that is not, strictly speaking, a lie. He may have been framed. At this point, there's been no trial, so no one can really say. But if I don't mention the fact that the same man has been arrested for the same crime 6 times before, am I really informing you? No, I'm not. I'm misleading you. And that's what the news media are doing in every story that matters, every day of the week, every week of the year. What's it like to work in a system like that? After more than 30 years in the middle of it, we could tell you stories. The best you can hope for in the news business at this point is the freedom to tell the fullest truth that you can. But there are always limits. And you know that if you bump up against those limits often enough, you will be fired for it. That's not a guess, it's guaranteed. Every person who works in English language media understands that. The rule of what you can't say defines everything. It's filthy, really, and it's utterly corrupting. You can't have a free society if people aren't allowed to say what they think is true. Speech is the fundamental prerequisite for democracy. That's why it's enshrined in the first of our constitutional amendments. Amazingly, as of tonight, there aren't many platforms left that allow free speech. The last big one remaining in the world, the only one, is Twitter, where we are now. Twitter has long served as the place where our national conversation incubates and develops. Twitter is not a partisan site. Everybody's allowed here, and we think that's a good thing. And yet, for the most part, the news that you see analyzed on Twitter comes from media organizations that are themselves thinly disguised propaganda outlets. You see it on cable news, you talk about it on Twitter. The result may feel like a debate, but actually the gatekeepers are still in charge. We think that's a bad system. We know exactly how it works, and we're sick of it. Starting soon, we'll be bringing a new version of the show we've been doing for the last 6.5 years to Twitter. We'll be bringing some other things too, which we'll tell you about. But for now, we're just grateful to be here. Free speech is the main right that you have. Without it, you have no others. See you soon.
You know what I did? No.